Rita stared at her reflection in the mirror of her tiny Lagos apartment. Her eyes traced the curves of her face, the glow of her skin, the cascade of her hair. She was beautiful, everyone said so. But beauty wasn't enough, not in the cutthroat world of beauty pageants and modeling. For years, she had chased the crown, the spotlight, the dream of being somebody. Yet, every beauty contest ended the same. Third to the last, second to the last, or dead last. Never close to the podium. Modeling gigs, she faced rejection after rejection. You are not what we are looking for, they would say. Their eyes cold, their smiles fake. Next time, Rita whispered to her reflection, clenching her fist. Next time, I will win. One sticky evening, Rita slipped into a shimmery white gown and attended a fashion show in Victoria Island. The room paused with energy, designers, models, and wealthy sponsors sipping champagne under glittering chandeliers. Rita's heart raced. Maybe tonight someone would see her potential. A man approached, his sweet creeps, his smile too wide. You are stunning, he said, offering a handshake. I'm Tunde, with Elite Models. Ever thought of working with us? Rita's breath caught. It's my dream. Tunde leaned closer, his voice a whisper. I can get you a big gig, but you know how this works, right? A little favor for a favor. Rita smiled, faltered. What do you mean? He chuckled, eyes glinting. Don't play naive. Your friends do it. Sleep with me and I will make you a star. Rita's stomach twisted. She stepped back, shaking her head. No, I won't. Tunde shrugged. You're lost, darling. You'll never make it without connections. That night, Rita lay awake, Tunde's words echoing. Was this really the only way? She hugged her pillow, tears soaking the fabric, her dreams tainted by doubts. Desperate to prove Tunde wrong, Rita signed up for a small modeling audition at Glow Cosmetics. The waiting room buzzed with hopefuls, their faces flawless, their confidence unshakable. Rita clutched her portfolio, her heart pounding. Next, the casting director called. Rita walked in, head high. She posed, smiled, and answered questions with charm. The director, a stern woman named Madame Clara, scribbled notes. Thank you, she said flatly. We will call you. Days passed, no call. Rita's hope withered. When she bumped into another contestant at a cafe, the guest smirked. You thought you would get it. Madame Clara's brother-in-law runs the show. His girlfriend got the gig. Rita's chest tightened. Another door slammed shut by connections she didn't have. Weeks later, Rita entered Miss Elegance Nigeria, a prestigious pageant. The organizers booked contestants into a lavish hotel, and Rita felt a spark of hope. Maybe this time would be different. She spent hours perfecting her work, her smile, her answers. On stage, she shone, her gold gown catching the lights, her voice steady, but when the results came, her name was called second to last. The crowd's applause felt like mockery. The winner, Catherine, stood tall, her diamond crown glinting. Rita clapped, but her heart shattered. Back in her hotel room, she sat on the bed, staring at her reflection. Why? She whispered. What is wrong with me? The next morning, she overheard two organizers in the lobby. Catherine's got it all, one said, and dating the head judge helps. Rita froze. So Tunde was right. To win, you had to play dirty. The realization hits like a slap. Talent alone would never be enough. Rita couldn't keep it inside. She met her friend Mary, a fellow pageant contestant who always placed second or third, at a quiet cafe in Ikeja. Over cups of tea, Rita spilled everything. Mary, I heard Catherine sleeping with the head judge, she said, her voice shaking. Is that what it takes? Mary laughed, her eyes twinkling. Rita, you are so innocent. You think I get second or third by luck? I've got a boyfriend on the judging panel. That's how it works. Connections, babe. Rita's jaw dropped. You do that too? Mary sipped her tea, unfazed. It's the game. You play or you lose. Look at you, always the last. You want to win? Get smart. Rita stared at her friend, her mind spinning. Mary, her kind, supportive friend, was part of this too. A fire ignited in Rita's chest. If this was the only way, she would play. She would win. The next day, Rita met Mary at a rooftop bar. Introduce me to someone, she said. her voice steady. Someone who can help. Mary raised an eyebrow. You sure, Rita? No going back. I'm sure. I'm done losing. Mary smirked and took her to meet Mr. Shegun, a charming man in his 40s who organized major pageants. His office was lined with photos of past winners, their smiles frozen in time. He looked Rita up and down, nodding. You've got potential, he said. Stick with me and you'll go far. Rita forced a smile. What do I have to do? Shegun's grin widened. Be my girl. I'll handle the rest. Swallowing her pride, Rita nodded. She also returned to Tunde, the modeling agent, and gave in to his demands. The shame burned, but the rewards came fast. She landed a modeling gig for a clothing brand, then a beauty cream ad. Her Instagram followers surged past 50,000. Companies called with offers. For the first time, Rita felt the thrill of success. At the next pageant, Rita leaned into Shegun's ear. Don't forget me, she whispered. He winked, promising to rig the judges' votes. When the results were announced, Rita's name was called for third place. Third! She had never placed so high. As she stood on the podium, clutching her bronze sash, the crowd's cheers washed over her, but a shadow lingered in her mind. Why not first? She watched the winner, Amaka, basking in the spotlight. Later, she overheard whispers. Amaka was dating the pageant's biggest sponsor, a man more powerful than Shegun. Rita's jaw tightened. Third wasn't enough. She needed more power. She needed to be the first. Rita's hunger grew as the Miss Nigeria pageant loomed. She needed to be the next Miss Lagos, but third place wouldn't cut it. She dreamed of being Miss Nigeria and one day Miss World, nothing less. One night, unable to sleep, Rita remembered stories from her village about Mama Nkechi, a river priestess who wielded dark powers. Desperate, Rita boarded a bus to her hometown. The priestess' hut was hidden deep in the forest. It was draped with charms and bones. You want to win? Mama Nkechi asked, her eyes gleaming in the dim light. It comes at a price. I will pay anything, Rita said, her voice firm. Mama Nkechi led her to a riverbank under a blood-red moon. The air was thick with the scent of wet earth and something wrong. The priestess chanted, her voice rising like a storm. The water rippled and the figure emerged, a mermaid. Her skin shimmering, her eyes glowing like coals, her hair wreathing like serpents. You seek power, the mermaid hissed. I can make you the most beautiful, the most glorious, but you must feed me. Feed you what? Rita asked, her heart pounding. The beauty of others, the mermaid said. The most beautiful and glorious in every contest. Your hair will guide you. Before Rita could speak, her wig fell off. Her natural hair grew impossibly long, each strand morphing into a snake, hissing and twisting. Rita gasped, but the snakes were invisible to all but her, the mermaid, and Mama Nkechi. Henceforth, you shall be called MELANIRA in the underwater realm. The serpent has chosen you to be their new queen. The mermaid said, your hair sees the future. It will tell you who to feed me. Fail, and it will turn on you. Rita nodded, fear and excitement swelling in her chest. She was unstoppable now. Back in Lagos, Rita felt invisible. Her hair snakes whispered promises of victory. She had won Miss Lagos State, earning her spots among the country's best and the one to represent Lagos State in the upcoming Miss Nigeria pageants. Days before the Miss Nigeria pageants in Abuja, the contestants gathered for training. As Rita walked through the hotel, a stunning woman passed by. Jennifer, Miss Akwa Ibom, attack gleam, her smile radiant. Suddenly, Rita's snake eased. That's her, the most beautiful and glorious. Feed her to us. Rita's pulse quickened. She approached Jennifer, her smile practiced. Hi, I'm Rita, Miss Lagos. You look amazing. Jennifer blushed. Thanks, you too. Want to hang out in my room or yours? Rita asked, her voice sweet. We can practice our speeches. Jennifer hesitated but nodded. Sure, sounds fun. Let's go to my room. In Jennifer's room, the air grew heavy. The snakes hissed louder. Feed us. Rita tried to stall, but her hair launched, wrapping around Jennifer's neck. Jennifer gasped, her eyes wide with terror. Her skin paled, wrinkles creased her face, and she collapsed onto the bed, drained of beauty. Rita stared, horrified yet thrilled. She ran to the mirror. Her reflection glowed brighter. her beauty sharper, the snakes called happily. "You are now the most beautiful and glorious," they whispered. The next day, Jennifer was gone. Her manager found her in her room, too weak to speak. The pageant went on without her. With Jennifer out of the way, Rita was crowned Miss Nigeria. The crowd roared. She smiled, her heart soaring. She had done it. Rita's life transformed. Big brands like Lux and Zaron signed her as their ambassador. Musicians paid millions to feature her in music videos. She traveled to Paris, Dubai, and New York, her fame skyrocketing, but her snakes grew greedier. At parties, salons, or events, they would spot a beautiful, successful woman and hiss, "Feed us!" One night, at a gala in Lekki, Rita met Ada, a rising actress. The snakes hissed, "She's the one." Rita lured Ada to a quiet balcony, pretending to share a drink. The snakes struck, draining Ada's beauty. Ada stumbled away, pale and frail, while Rita's glow intensified. Each feeding made Rita more radiant, more powerful, but her soul grew heavier. Nightmares plagued her, Jennifer's terrified eyes, Ada's weakened body. She pushed the guilt down. This was the price of glory. When the Miss World pageant arrived, Rita represented Nigeria. During training in London, her snakes demanded 3 victims, the women destined to take first, second, and third. Rita complied. One contestant, Miss Brazil, became crippled overnight. Miss India went blind. Miss Kenya wasted away. Rita was crowned Miss World, her name echoing across the globe. Back in Nigeria, her colleagues whispered. Mary, her old friend, grew suspicious. "You've changed, Rita," Mary said one day, her eyes narrowing. "How do you keep winning? What's with your hair? It's different." Rita laughed, tossing her long locks. "Just a nude stylist." Mary, jealous? Mary didn't smile. She had noticed Rita's hair seemed to move, almost alive, and the strange fate of Rita's rivals, Jennifer, Ada, the Miss World contestants, felt too convenient. Mary's suspicion deepened. After her Miss World reign, Rita refused to step back. She wanted to win again. Her colleagues were furious. At a pageant prep meeting, Mary confronted her. "Why can't you let others have a chance?" She snapped. "You've had Miss World, Rita. Isn't that enough?" Rita smirked. "I deserve this. I worked harder than anyone." Mary shook her head. "You are greedy. It's not right." Rita's snake hissed softly, sensing Mary's threats. Rita ignored them, but the seed of doubt grew. Was Mary becoming a problem? Weeks later, Mary was shopping when a man in white robes stopped her. "Mary," he said, his voice grave, "you can win Miss Nigeria, but beware of friends. One carries darkness. Don't sleep in the pageant hotel. Tell no one where you stay." Mary's thought went to Rita. She nodded, thanking the prophet. From that day, she watched Rita closely, noticing the unnatural sheen of her hair, the way it seemed to ripple in the light. Rita won Miss Lagos State again, qualifying for the next Miss Nigeria pageant. Mary won Miss Ogun State, setting them on a collision course. At the training camp in Abuja, Mary kept her distance, checking out of the hotel each night to stay at a secret guest house. Rita, unaware, focused on her snake's demands. On the first day, the snake hissed, "Miss Bono, she's the most beautiful and glorious." Rita lured the contestant, Aisha, to her room under the guise of sharing makeup tips. The snake struck, draining Aisha's beauty. Aisha was found the next day, too frail to continue. On the second day, the snakes hissed, "Mary, she's the one." Rita hesitated. Mary was her friend, her confidant, but the snakes grew restless, hissing through the night. "Feed us or we'll feed on you," they snapped. Rita tried to resist. "She's my friend," she whispered, clutching her pillow. "Friends don't matter," the snake hissed. "Only glory matters." Terrified, Rita agreed. The day before the pageant, she went to Mary's hotel room, her heart pounding. She rang the bell, no answer. She knocked, her hands trembling. Silence. Panicked, she ran to the receptionist. "Where is Miss Ogun?" The receptionist checked her log. "She checked out last night." Rita's blood ran cold. She called Mary's phone, but it went to voicemail. The snakes hissed louder, their hunger unbearable. "You failed us," they screeched. That night, Rita tossed in bed, the snakes coiling around her. "You didn't feed us the most beautiful and glorious," they roared. "Now we take you." Before Rita could scream, the snakes lunged, wrapping around her neck. They squeezed, draining her beauty, her strength, her life. She lay crumpled on the bed, her body a frail shadow of its former beauty. The snake that once crowned her head with power had turned on her, draining her beauty and vitality for failing to feed them Mary, the most beautiful and glorious. Her long wine-colored hair had vanished, replaced by bristled patchy strands. Her skin sagged with wrinkles, her eyes dull with despair. She whispered to herself, "I gave you everything." But the snakes were gone. By morning, Rita was a shadow of herself, too weak to move. She didn't appear at the pageant. Organizers found her in her room, unrecognizable, muttering about snakes. Mary was crowned Miss Nigeria, her smile radiant as the crowd cheered. Yet, as she stood on the stage, a chill crept up her spine. She couldn't shake the image of Rita's transformed body, found by the organizers that morning. Whispers spread. Some said Rita had been cursed, others called it justice. Mary knew better. She had seen the unnatural sheen of Rita's hair, the way it moved like a living thing, and the prophet's warning echoed in her mind. Beware of friends, one carries darkness. Rita disappeared from the spotlight. She returned to her village, living in a small hut, hidden from the world. Her dreams were gone, replaced by nightmares of hissing snakes and pleading eyes. Mary, now a star, carried a quiet guilt. She had won, but at what cost? The pageant world remained a glittering trap, its shadows hiding secrets no one dared speak. Beauty has a price, and Rita paid it in full. Now the crown is up for grabs, but what will you sacrifice to wear it? To uncover the secrets behind the sparkle, before the snakes choose their next queen, subscribe and turn on the bell icon, like and comment to be able to see my next video. Thanks for watching. Remain blessed.